Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for choosing to watch my videos. If you're watching this for the first time, my name is Betty. Welcome to AZ family. I appreciate each one of you. And while you're there, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Let's keep growing. And this morning, I'd like to remind all my diaspora people about Tap Send, because this is an app that is easy and convenient when while you're sending money back home. And right now, Tap is giving you $30 if you use my promo code BettyAZ. BettyAZ, one word. And you're gonna get $30 on top of whatever you're sending. So your recipient will be able to receive, if you send $10, your recipient will be able to receive the money, the $10 plus the $30. So they'll receive $40 in total. This is for fast transactions only. And that is not the only good part about Tap. This is an app that is gonna be on your phone free of charge, and it's easy, convenient to use, and good rates. So download Tap on your mobile phone. If you don't know how to go about it, it's very easy. Go to your app store or your play store and just find search Tap Send. Easy. And while you're there, you download it, you put your personal information, your name, your bank details, and then you will be able to send money fast, easy, not even complicated at all. So for me, I use Tap Send. I cannot regret, and a lot of people, they have used it. For those using for the first time, they're enjoying the $30. So take advantage of this moment while it lasts. Sorry guys, if I clear my throat, it's because of my allergies. In the morning, I usually suffer from morning allergies. Oh, these days it's even better. When I was younger, I used to wake up with my eyes swollen so bad because of all those allergies. But now it's much better. So if you sleep over at my place, just so you know, you're gonna hear me clearing my throat. But mine is even better. My mom, I remember, oh my God, she was going like the whole time. She would clear her throat so bad. And my dad would complain and be like, why are you sounding like a pig? Yeah, I remember those days that my dad would be like, what I want to say is mtu ana sound kama nguruwe, like she sounds like a pig. Oh my God, translating. But then there are people who tell me not to mention things in Swahili, but you realize every time I say something in Swahili, I always translate it. I always say it in English. It might not sound as funny. Like what I just said in Kikuyu, it sounds more funny than when you say it in English. But I don't like you guys missing any part of all this. So welcome. My cup of coffee. Somebody suggested that I drink just black coffee and then I put some lemon in it. I don't know if it's gonna work to reduce the tummy. And also I like the morning coffee. Actually, this is like an instant coffee. I like it because it wakes me up. Yeah, I need to get used to this routine, waking up and doing morning videos. I feel like this is really good before everything else, because by the end of the day, when I'm so tired, I'm not able to do nothing. Welcome. So guys, this morning, and by the way, those who are watching, I don't keep it professional here. Yeah, so I like to joke around and I like to say some stuff. And sometimes I might, some people, I read comments and some people go straight to the point. Like, this is not a TV station. You know what I mean? This is not a radio station where you just go straight to the point. People take life so serious sometimes. And when you watch YouTube videos, you don't want to be watching somebody who is like it's like you're watching TV. This is a completely different platform. Like when you're on this space, you realize people, it's easier when you're being yourself without being too serious, because when you're being yourself, you're more relaxed. For me, I like to relax, and sometimes that's why I throw in a joke. And I tell people, what you see is what you what I am. I try to keep it as real as possible. So if I don't go straight to the point, just understand, just bear with me, and know, not even bear with me, just know that is the way we do it here. We don't go straight to the point. Sometimes we go through the corners to get where we're going, but if in the end we still get to the point, yeah, you know. So I want to talk to you guys about a conversation I had yesterday with a friend of mine. They went back home from US. They packed their bags and they decided to go home completely for good. One-way flight. Yes, some people, to them, it doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound like it's something that happens. It doesn't sound like, oh no, why would anybody pack their bags and go? Everybody has their story, a life story, and life is not we all have our life, our books, our storybooks, you know. Like for me, I have my life, and that's how my book is. Every time God turns my page, every single morning I wake up, that's a new page. And everybody's page is different. And that's why you realize some people don't make it to the end of the book because their book was maybe had few pages than your book. You know, everybody has their lives, and we when we make decisions, some decisions might not sound right to others. To the other person, it might sound right to you, but not to the other person. And that's why we got each other. Sometimes when we are going off a little bit, you find somebody like Betty here will throw in some advice. You take it or you leave it. For me, I try not to advise people. Well, I give advice, but I try not to tell people what to do with your lives, you know. I try to just say, oh, you know, just give a suggestion, but not tell people what to do. So when it comes to going back home for good, that is a decision you make, you yourself. And I've been there, I've done that. As I told you on the other video the other day, guys, one day I woke up when I was in UK and I decided to go back. I didn't even look back. I didn't care what my friends were saying, and they were right. You know, when I got on the when I got on the flight going back, I was okay. I was like, bye UK, I'll never see you again. Like, I was done, and there is nothing you could have told me or convinced me to stay, because I my mind was made up. I had decided it's time to go. It's time to go. So when I went back and I landed, that's when I realized, oh shoot, things on the ground are different. Because the minute you stay out of your country for a year or 2 or 3 years, things change. People move on, people get careers, people get married, people get kids, people get busy. You know, when we are in diaspora, sometimes we always think, oh, people back home, they have so much time in their hands and they have time for you. You'll be so shocked and surprised. You go home and people don't have time for you. Because everyone, the people you left, maybe you left them jobless. That time they had the time. But now they're busy, you know, because time changes, you know. And for me, when I went back, I did not go to the same life that I left. Because when I left UK, I was young, you know. And I went back and I thought maybe I'll go back to the same life. Oh no, it was so different. Everybody, I think the economy really changed so much, because when I left Kenya to go to UK, everything was so cheap. When I went back home, everything was so expensive. And I had no planned myself. I had no pocket money. I had no good money to go and start my life. And that was a shock on me. That was really tough on me. And I remember this person, we had a conversation yesterday. They decided to go back from US and go back home for good. And the person was telling me, and they said, you can talk to your, share with the people online and tell them, please have a plan B and have yourself planned before you move, before you make that move. And one thing I like to mention is, if people go, it's not a wonder. It's not something that have never been heard. You know, like, people go back and people get tired of the life here. And as I said, everybody is different. Everybody sees things differently. So you realize I'm sorry, guys, if you keep hearing me doing that, just understand. I apologize. So this person told me they went home, they packed their bags, they had money, uh, and they are not doing bad right now, but given a chance, they would come back. And I asked them, why? Why would you come back? And they said, we would come back because this is not what we expected. They had the money. They had saved up some money. And they thought this money will take us a long way. It did not. It actually ended. But thank God they picked up. They are doing good. I can't say they are not doing good. They are not actually regretting being back home, but they regret the fact that they had not straightened up their papers before going back. And what I'm saying is, you could be here with like a work permit or green card and then let it expire, because that is what that lady did. They let their green card expire when they were there, and they never even bothered, because at the time they thought, we will never need US again. And they actually asked me to share this on my YouTube. So it's not like I'm talking about some my friend behind her back, but they asked me to share this. When you go home and you have that green card, before you decide to let it expire, it's better to have that citizenship. And I'm not saying America is everything, or UK is everything, or Australia, but the thing is, we come, it's not easy. It's not easy to find to get the citizenship here. It's not easy to find, let me use the word papers. It's not easy to get papers. So once you have the chance to get those papers, make sure you keep them up to date. Make sure before you go back for good, you have that citizenship. If you have that green card, it's better you come back, and please make sure, because you never know. So this friend of mine, they had thought they have enough money. They had saved like crazy. They were working 24 hours. They were working like crazy, saving all the money. Oh, we are going back. And nobody, absolutely no one, could convince them to stay. I'm saying them because they went as a whole family. And it's not, for them, luckily, it's not been that bad. But given a chance, according to her, given a chance, they would come back. Why? Because the money is not coming in. The life they expected is not the same. And then the kids did not take it well. They did not adjust as well as they thought. The kids were, right now they're grown, and they ask them questions. Why did we leave the US? We should have stayed there. Can we go back? And then it's hard for them to come back, so it's dangerous. It's not, for me, I would say, think about it before you make that decision to go back. Just think about 5 years, 10 years from now. Because when you learn in these countries, I'm not saying this is everything, but when you leave home after those years, like you stay for 5 years, you're not going to find things the same way. You're not going to find your friends the same way. You're not going to find everything where you left it. So not unless you're really, really, really sure that you have enough income, that that I have this is general and not business. Because businesses, they can screw you up, we all know. When you start a business in Africa, you can start it and happy and knowing that my business is booming. But then after 2 years, you realize the business is not doing as good. So for me as Betty, I would say, if you have a property that is bringing in income about like $2,000, $3,000 a month, I would say that's a good one. You're good to go, because the property will always be there. But if you have just a business bringing in income, a business is not gonna A business is not something I can say, bank on that. And also for me, my advice is have your own home, like your own home you're not going to rent. And also, if you have kids and they're going to school and you'll be paying school fees, that can be tricky as well, because schools are very expensive and here schools are free. So yeah, so when I talked to a friend of mine. Oh, Nyla just brought her tablet. It is Darren, reduce that volume please on her tablet. So when you decide to pack your belongings and go, you have to think about those things. You have to think about, am I going to rent? Am I going to pay school fees? Am I going to start a business? And what about if it doesn't work? As human beings, we are never satisfied. We are never content. I can tell you that. You have this today, tomorrow you're complaining. We are like that. We pray so much. God, open the doors. When I go to UK, I'm gonna work so hard. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try so hard. Then you come here, you complain, oh, this place is cold, oh, this place is so bad, oh, I wish I can go back. We are human. And then when you hear, you say, oh, I don't like this country, you just see the negative, and then you go back and then you realize, boom, I wish I stayed, because we're human. You want something that Betty has, but when you get it, you complain. I have kids, but then when I was praying for kids. When I have the kids now, I'm saying, oh my God, raising kids in this country, because we are human. That is how our nature is. We are human beings, and there is nothing we can do about it because that's how we are. We are human. And yeah, so when you're here, you don't see those little things. Others, when they're gone, they can tell you their story. Like now my friend was sharing and said, Betty, tell people on your channel, if you're in diaspora, you're planning to go, push a little harder to make sure that you have planned yourself well before taking that flight. Because like in the US, if you overstay here or you let your green card expire, they can not let you come back in. I don't know after how long they'll let you back in. Maybe you can tell us on the comment section. But all I know is if you let your documents expire, it's going to be so hard for them. Because I remember this other person has been trying so hard. Thank you, Darren. I told Darren to remind me to let me know the time when it's time for me to end the video. I know this other friend of mine, when they went home, it's been over 10 years and they're still trying to come back, and they haven't succeeded. They haven't been able to come back. So sometimes you might think just because you're here, it's easy. When you go back, it's gonna be easy to come back. But then if you ever let your documents expire, it's gonna be tricky. The only easy way is like when you have your valid documents, if you come back when they're still valid, then that can be very, very easy to come back. But when you let them expire while you're there, oh my God, just know that now that's it. Especially the US. For me, when I was in UK, because my documents expired. So when I was in UK, they told me at the airport, you are banned to come back for a year. So it's been like over 10 years. It's been over 15 years or 20 years. It's been a long time since I left there. So I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem if I ever go back. But the US, it's tough. It's kind of hard. I don't know about other countries. If you let your documents, or if you come to these countries, and for some reason, if you come on a visitor's visa and your documents expire when you're here, and you decide to go back, it's gonna be so hard for you to ever come back again. And people don't realize you get 5 years visa to come. Like for us from Kenya, we usually get 5 years visa. I don't know about your country. When you get the 5-year visa, that doesn't mean that you're allowed to stay here for 5 years. I'm talking about visitors visa, because not everybody comes here with a green card, and we have to understand that not everyone comes here with a green card. People come here with different reasons. So let's not assume that everybody that comes to the US, they come through green card lottery. No. And Yeah, so if you ever come as a visitor and for some reason either you get sick or something happens, or maybe you have to stay because of some reasons and then your documents expire, you can come and say hi. She just woke up. Are you ready for daycare? Are you ready? Say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
You are ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna come and give you breakfast, okay? Go tell Darren to give you a pancake. It's in the microwave. Yeah, go and milk. I'm coming. My mother YouTuber. So yeah, if your documents ever expire for some reason, make sure before you leave you straighten it up. You do something about it before you just take your flight and go. Because some people think, oh, I have a 5-year visa, they'll let you. If you stay more than those 6 months or that sometime, you can come through the airport and the person you meet at the airport, they'll only give you a month or 2 or 3 months. I've seen people who are given 2 weeks. There's a guy that came, I don't know what they said at the airport. They had visitor visa, 5 years visa. And I don't know for some reason why the person gave them 2 weeks only. They just stamp it. If you stay more than those 2 weeks, then you mess up your whole 5-year visa. So I don't know about your country. If you're not from Kenya, not everybody that watches this channel is from Kenya. I just mentioned it because I'm from there. Go get your pancake, mama. I finished my video, okay? I'll be right there, honey. So yeah, if you get 2-year visa, just know, make sure you make things right before you leave, because if you ever leave, you can't come back. Yeah. That's what I wanted to share with you today. And if you want to go back, you are here, you have given up, and your documents are not straight yet, please make sure that you have them straightened up before you leave, because you might give up because of some reasons. You might not want to live in this country, and you only seeing the picture you left years and years ago. Just know time has changed. Every day that passes by and you're not there, things have changed. Make sure you push yourself one more day. Don't give up. Don't give up about where you are. And it's not just the US. You could be in Germany and you're like, this country is as hell, is so bad as hell, man. I don't want to be in this Germany country. You could be in Austria, any country, wherever you are. Could be in Saudi, and you are thinking, oh wow, let me not say Saudi, because you could be in those countries and your life is in danger. If your life is in danger, just go. You know what I mean? Don't push another day. No, it's better you go and suffer back and struggle back home than lose your life for anything. I'm not saying everybody in Saudi is in danger. I'm just saying you could be in those Arab countries and you feel like quitting before and your life is not in danger. You could push another day. Wherever you are, that is my whole point. Wherever you are, don't just give up and say, you know what, I am going back today. Because that's what happened to me when I left UK. I did not want to push another day. And if I stayed, you never know. Maybe right now I would be British citizen, because it's been many years. But I just did not listen to anybody. I don't regret it. No, I don't. But at the time when I was back home, I kind of regretted it. Not even a joke. I really did. Yeah, for like a minute, I regretted leaving UK. I was like, who chased me? Who kicked me? Oh my God, who bewitched me in Nicaragua? This is witchcraft. How can anybody take a border plane and just decide to leave a country? Nobody has kicked you out, but you just kick yourself out. And then a few years down the line, you realize you made the worst mistake of your life. So before you make that mistake, and I'm not calling it going back a mistake, before you go without a plan, please understand my word. Before you leave, make sure you have a plan, because don't leave because your friend left. Some people, they pack their belongings. These people, they are doing so well. They went back home. Me too, I'll go. Huh? I have my cousins who went back home from US and they are doing good. They are doing wonderful. But if I make a mistake right now and go back and let my green card expire and I haven't had my citizenship yet, because theirs expired, mine, I let it expire, my life will not maybe end up like theirs, because them they succeeded. What about me? We are not, everybody's book is different. So think again and think again before you make that move. And I hear a lot of people tired of this country, but I always tell them, you are better off where you are than someone out there maybe struggling, suffering. And some people here are going through hard times, and I always say, my God, this person would be better back home. Because especially our older parents, when they're here, sometimes they really go through a hard time, especially if their kids are not here, and going through all these shifts, trying to run around and working 2-3 jobs, or maybe working one job and trying to catch up. Sometimes it becomes tough for some people, especially with when your health is giving you trouble and maybe you're older, not just even older. If something is going wrong here, you would look at someone and say, oh my God, I wish they are back home, they would get more help, So it different. I mean, it depends. It depends with somebody's situation or what they're going through. But my whole point is, guys, before you give up, anywhere you are, even if you're back in your country and you want to give up on that job and you honestly don't have a plan, before you give up, think again and think twice. We all make mistakes, but I would say that before you make that one last decision, oh, there goes. Bye, guys. I have to go clear my throat again.